just checking in. So we finally got the right combination with the customized UPS. It did charge to 100%, and as of midnight, it is not charged from the grid, so we are now down to 92%. It is 1:30, let's see, 1:35 a.m. So 1 hour, 35 minutes, we've lost 8%. It's not bad. Not bad at all. And we now have all 4 bedrooms are on our private grid. Most of the kitchen, still the appliances, the cooking appliances are not, and the light in the kitchen are not off on our private grid, rather. But the fridge and freezer are. The appliances in the living room and the den are on our private grid. And the little washer in the bathroom are on our private grid. So we're still missing a few elements. And, oh, one of the bedrooms is not charging directly today. The EB3A is running that bedroom and still at 90-something%. So we'll get that back on the private grid to run UPS and stay at 100%. Probably tomorrow or today. Today is Friday. Friday, November 25th. And so just need a few more power cords. So this is good. We got the right PV priority. We have it on timed. We have it grid charging is enabled. Timed control is enabled. The time is charging from 7:15 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. and discharging from midnight until 7:15 p.m. PV priority is set for 10%, from 10% to 100%. So if it does get down to 10%, it will charge up to 100, and then it will prioritize PV after that point. We did get 0.8 kilowatts, so 800 watts of solar today, which is 100 watts more than yesterday. The first day, we got 200 watts of solar. Second day, we got 600 watts of solar. Yesterday, 700, and today, 800. So we're figuring that out. We should be getting more solar from the amount, the array we have, 1,100 watts worth of panels that were out there. 1,300 watts of panels that we have, but that we had hooked up today was just 1,100 watts. But our highest input today was 400 and something. Yesterday our highest was 600 and something. Well, let me say today as in Thursday, not Friday. But yeah, so looking forward to trying it all again. Looking forward to my new SP350 shipping. Got a lot going on, but thanks for sticking it out with us. This customized UPS is functional, happy to say, and we'll check in with you later. Good morning. And we are at 59%. It's 8:07 a.m. As I stated last night, customized UPS is actually working correctly because we are in discharge mode, so the grid did not charge since midnight. So we were charging from 7:15 p.m. to 11:59. We charged up to 100%. And at midnight, it started to discharge, so we've been discharging since midnight. We're down to 59% at 8:07 a.m. And I usually take the panels out at 7. The sun comes up about 7:15 a.m. I'm a little like an hour late taking them out. I'm about to go down and take the panels out so we can start collecting some solar. We've increased our solar for the last 3 days. We had 0.6 kilowatts kilowatts, then 0.7 kilowatts, then 0.8 kilowatts yesterday. So let's see how many we get today, especially since I'm taking them out an hour late. All right, so I'll check in with you soon. It is now 8:37. The panels are out. Not getting any wattage. Most of the time it is still really early. It rained. It's cloudy. And it's scheduled to be cloudy all day. It may even rain again. So right now we're not getting any wattage, and our 10-day forecast has rain for a couple days, wind for a couple days, and clouds every day. So it's looking like we're not scheduled to get any serious sun, even for our normal 4 hours. So we'll just continue with our customized UPS, and we'll still grid charge from 7:15 p.m. until 11:59 p.m. Or if this goes down to 10%, it will charge. So it's about 8:30. We expend at the most 5% per hour. We have about 11 hours until grid charging, just under 11 hours until grid charging. So that's about 55% at the most, which means this will probably start grid charging about 5 something. Like 5 o'clock even, I think, somewhere around 5 o'clock, between 5 and 5:30 at the rate we're going now. So let's, if we calculate that we used, 40% because we were at 59 at 8 o'clock. So we used 41% since midnight. And that was 8 hours. Yeah, it's about 5% per hour. So that's our average use, is 5% per hour, which means we really have 20 hours on here. But with our solar, we can make it 25 to 26 hours. But we need the solar to stretch us those extra hours. So we have 20 hours worth of capacity with our regular 5% per hour rate. And if we use any more power than that, then we have less than 20 hours. But if we are able to solar charge for at least 0.7 or 0.8 kilowatts, so we need 700 to 800 watts of solar to supplement, then we make it the next couple of hours. So let's figure out what 5% really is. So at 6,144 watt hours, 10% is 614. So 5% is 307. So we use about 307 watts an hour here in our house, generally speaking. About 307 watts per hour. So in order to increase this to the correct capacity, we would need another B300S. It wouldn't be the full battery. That would make us go over 24 hours because basically each of these batteries is giving us 10 hours. So we have about 20 hours here. And with solar, of course, it lasts longer. But we would need a third battery, and that will give us 30 hours. So every battery for us is 10 hours. So I'll check in with you soon and see if we get any solar. Just checking in. We are not getting any solar wattage. We are getting voltage only voltage. So it is picking up that the panels are connected, but it's not giving us any wattage at all. I do still have that one SP200. I plugged it in alone. It was giving no voltage. Not sure what happened to it. It just suddenly stopped working. So I have two SP200s, two SP350s. We are down to 50%. As I've stated, we relatively use about 307 watts an hour. So each of our B300Ss lasts for about 10 hours. So at 50%, we will be at 10 o'clock a.m. since we started discharging at midnight. We're 2 minutes shy of 10 o'clock. It is 9:58 a.m. So relatively, we have 20 hours of capacity. With solar, we have a full day's capacity, but without it, we actually don't. So we need a third B300S just to make it through 30 hours, which will give us a full day plus a few hours. So we will work towards getting capacity, of course, and that means that with the AC500, with 6 B300Ss, our capacity would still just be 2 days, like 2.5 days, basically. So 2.5 days for 6 B300Ss, because it takes 3 to get 1 day. That's 1 day and 6 hours, so 30 hours. So we would have 60 hours if we get all 6 batteries. They're 10 hours each for us. And that is, with them being brand new and charging all the way up. So we are at 9:59. If we wait this other minute just to make sure that we're still at 50% at 10 a.m. And as I stated, we are not getting, we're getting 5 watts there. Did you see it? It showed up. It was a flash of wattage. It didn't stay. Let's see if we can get that to clear up. All right. Yeah, we're getting 5 watts. So that's still good. This isn't our sunniest. These are not our sunniest hours of the day. We're just going into 10 a.m. And that is the beginning of our sunny hours. So somewhere between 10:30 and 2:30 are our best hours for solar. It is a very cloudy day. It was raining earlier. It's not supposed to rain for the rest of the day. It's scheduled to rain tomorrow. We're supposed to be cloudy for the next 10 days. So we'll see how this goes. But we do need our 4 hours of solar in order for our capacity to be 24 hours. We usually get somewhere between 0.6 kilowatts and 0.8 kilowatts of solar. And that is what allows us to make it through the day. With an average of 307 watts per hour, during the day, we need between 600 and 800 watts of watt hours of solar. So we'll see what we get today. We got 0.8 kilowatts yesterday, so 800 watts yesterday. We got 700 watts the previous day, 600 watts the day before that, and 200 watts the day before that. And that's because the first day we only have one panel hooked up. So on average, we're getting somewhere around 700 watts of watt hours of solar, about 700 watt hours. So, and that's what we need. We need that to make it our 24 hours. And it's funny because that's only like 2 hours worth of watt hours. If we're averaging 307 watts per hour, you would think we would need 1,200 watts, 1,200 watt hours from our solar to make it 24 hours, but somehow it gives us enough. So maybe during the day we just use less power for some of the hours. So it works out. But like I said, we're at 50%. And it is 10:01, so that is official that we use about 5% per hour. That's our average, and it's been 10 hours since it started discharging at 12 midnight. It will discharge until 7:15 p.m., and then it will start to charge back up. So 10 hours from now is 8 o'clock, so this will start to charge. about 45 minutes before that time. So we should make it. And also our PV priority is set for 10%. So of course, if it drops to 10% before 7:15, then it would start to charge. But we should still, well, it might drop about 6 o'clock actually. So if we have 50% left, that means we have 8 hours before we get to 10%, unless we get enough solar to hold it off. So honestly, yeah, we would only have 8 hours, which means we would only make it till 6 p.m. and it would start to charge. So we're just going to leave it with our customized UPS and we'll see how that goes. And it would still charge until 11:59. So it would charge up to 100%. It will hold it at 100% until 11:59 and then start discharging at midnight. So we're just going to leave our customized UPS and see how that goes. We'll keep you posted. Thanks for following our off-grid journey with AC500. This is day 4. We're on day 4. Thanks for staying with us. Just checking in. It is 11 o'clock a.m. We last checked in at 10 a.m. and we were at 50%. We are at 45%. It's right on time. But we are getting some wattage finally from our solar. So it's always good to just plug it in, even on a cloudy day such as today. And we're still getting 41 watts from our SP200 panels, and we're getting 86 watts from our SP350 panels. So no, it's not a lot. We have 1100 watts worth of panels outside, and we're getting just over 10% of what their rated output is. So we have two 200 watt panels, that's 400, and two 350 watt panels, which is 700. 700 and 400 is 1100. And we're getting 118, 120 watts. So just over 10%. But we are grateful for what we're getting on this cloudy day, and we will continue to monitor this. We still did lose the 5% of capacity in the hour, which is our average. We use about 5% capacity per hour. We still went down that 5%, so let's see if we can hold it for a couple of hours while the sun is out. We did gain 0.1 kilowatt. We had 2.3 kilowatts total, our cumulative total for the last, 5 days. Let's see, we had 0.2, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. So today is day 5. So far our 5-day total is 2.4 kilowatts. It was 2.3 yesterday. It's 2.4 right now, which means we've gained about 100 watts, 100 watt hours. And that's it. That's all we've gained so far for today. But we're going to keep on monitoring it. So stay with us. This is our off-grid journey with AC500. We're building a private solar grid for our home to live off of. And so far we know that the B300S is a 10-hour capacity battery for our home. And the solar gives us the 24 to 25-hour capacity. So we're just monitoring that. We'll keep you posted. Stay with us. Thank you for joining us. Checking in. It is 12:15. We are still getting about 10% of the rated wattage on our 1100 watt solar array. And that is consisting of 2 Bluetti SP200 solar panels and 2 Bluetti SP350 solar panels. Should be getting 1100 watts. We're getting 117 watts. It goes as high as about 130 or so. It is a cloudy day. I will go and adjust the configuration of the panels, or just where they're sitting. I'm just going to adjust the location a little bit to get some better sun. We normally switch 10 a.m. there's a certain position. At about 12 a.m. we'll move it over, and about 2 p.m. I'm sorry, 12 p.m. and then 2 p.m. we'll move it over again in an arc. But we are getting some wattage. We have gone up from 2.3 kilowatts to now 2.5 kilowatts cumulative over the last 5 days, including today. We got 0.2 kilowatts on the first day, 0.6 on the second day, 0.7 on the third day, 0.8 yesterday, which was the fourth day, and today so far 0.2 on a cloudy day. So not horrible. We are we are still discharging at about 5% per hour. We were at 50% at 10 a.m., 40% at 11 a.m., and it's 12:15 and we're at 39%. So this is still on schedule. The solar has not slowed down our discharging at this time. We're discharging at 300 and some watts. So we really need more solar, and these are our high solar times right now. So we should be getting at least 400 watts out of these panels right now, and that's still not a lot considering it's 1100 watts of the rated solar on these panels. So I'm going to go out and adjust where the panels are sitting and see if we can get some better wattage here and see if we can slow down the discharging. Otherwise, our customized UPS says when it hits 10%, it will start to charge up to 100. It will hold that 100 charge until 11:59 p.m. because it is scheduled, if we do the timed, from 7:15 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. because it takes about 4.5 hours to charge 90% of the battery power. And it will start early. If we hit 10%, it will start at about 6 o'clock according to the 5% discharge rate per hour. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted. Thanks for following our off-grid journey with AC500. This is day 5. All right, checking in. 1:23 p.m. We are at 35%. We're getting 161, roughly 160 watts of solar. It's very windy out, very cloudy out. So I'm grateful for that. That's a little more than 10% of our solar array at 1100 watts. We've been able to slow down the discharging. We would have been at about 33% right now, so we're 2% up from where we would be. We were at 50% at 10 a.m., 45% at 11. That would mean 40% at 12 and 35% at 1 o'clock. It's almost 1:30 and we're still at 35%. So that is good. And if we stay at 35% until 2 o'clock, then we've staved off 5%. And we'll salvage that and add another hour. So instead of 20 hours, it'll be 21 hours. So I'm going to check in a little bit. Hey, checking in. It's 3:30 p.m. We are no longer getting any solar. We got some voltage, but no wattage. And that's normal. Yesterday, I think we had some wattage at 3:30, which was really shocking, but it's been a very cloudy day. Today, our total cumulative kilowatts is 2.7 kilowatts, and that's over the last 5 days, including today, 5 days. 0.2 the first day, 0.6 the second day, 0.7 the third day, 0.8 the fourth day, and today 0.4, which is not bad for a cloudy day, considering we got 0.8 when it wasn't cloudy. So, not bad. We are done solar charging, so we're down to 25%, and that is actually normal. So we were able to go from 50% at 10 a.m. Was it 10 a.m.? 50%? Oh my goodness, now I gotta remember. I believe it was 50% at 10 a.m. 40%. at 11. No, that's not right. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay, yeah. It was 50% at 10 a.m. And it was dropping slowly. And I think we gained a little bit in the somewhere between 12 and 1:30 with the little bit of solar that we were getting in those hours. We got some solar between 11, it's maybe 10 and 2, which is what it's supposed to be, between 10 and 2 or 10:30 and 2:30. So going from 50% at 10 a.m. to 25% now. Let's see if that's still the 5%. So that means 5% per hour. That should be 5 hours. And we're a little past that, so that's good. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 and a half. So we made it 5.5 hours. So we basically just gained a half hour. Okay, not too much, but it's still something, and it's still good. And I thought so at about 1:30 that we had gained gained that half hour, because it was about 1:30 and it was at 35%, and it should have been closer to 30. Should have been like 33 or 32% at that time, because it should have been inching towards the 30% mark to hit at 2 o'clock, and it wasn't. So we gained a half hour. So now it's 25% here at 3:30, which means we have another 3 hours before the grid charging will start, and that takes us to about 6:30. And earlier this morning, I did say it should take us to about 6 o'clock. Our grid is scheduled to start charging at 7:15 p.m. and charge until 11:59 p.m. And from 10% to 100%, it takes about 4.5 hours for that 90%, as it charges at 20% an hour. So, but it discharges at about 5% per hour here in our home. So it looks like we will make it till about 6:30. I'm not sure if it would slow down for any reason, if we have some things on that we could just turn off. I probably could disconnect the EB70 for now and let that just power the room without being connected here. And maybe we can slow the discharging down to make it to the 7:15 mark. We only need to make it another 45 minutes. So I think I might take that off. So give me a minute to disconnect that and see how our outgoing AC, see if we can lower the wattage there. Give me a minute. So currently this is at 100. Oh, no, it's charging by 100. It's at 80% right here. So looks like we can afford to disconnect this. So it's not charging, see? Oh, it's at 100%. Look at that. It's at 100%. So I disconnected the charger. You hear the fan going off. Let's go check our wattage. All right, so even though we went down 1%, look at that, 131. So we're doing well. And maybe we'll make it to 7:15. So I'll check in a little bit. All right, checking in. It's about 6:17 p.m. and we are down to 15%. So it looks like we will make it to 7:15. It's 1 hour from now. We use 5% or less per hour, which we've actually been using less because we were at 25% at, I think, 5 o'clock. So we made it all the way down to 15% at 6:15, and we are scheduled to start grid charging at 7:15 p.m. And we're going to grid charge from 7:15 to 11:59, which is a little over 4.5 hours. 11:45 would be 4.5 hours, so it's a little bit over that. And we want to start fresh at midnight with discharging, and we will discharge from midnight until 7:15 tomorrow night. So that is our customized UPS. It also includes PV going down to 10%. It would automatically start grid charging if it gets down to 10% before 7:15 p.m. And we're making it. We are making it. So that's not quite a 24-hour period. From midnight to 7:15 is 19 hours and 15 minutes. And we know that we have 20 hours worth of capacity on our battery with regular use here in the house. So we did unplug the EB3A. We have one of the bedrooms that's just running off of that, and we have not charged that back up. It's down to about 66%. We also disconnected the EB70 earlier today so that we could make it to 7:15 tonight. So one of the bedrooms is running off of the EB70. Neither of those are charging at the moment from the AC500. We do have a couple lights on downstairs. I just turned this light on in here, but we tried to be more conservative today because it didn't look like we would make it to 7:15 tonight. So sometimes you have to conserve, sometimes you have to reserve, you know, and we're willing to make some adjustments so that we have the right amount of power. But the truth is, we need a third B300S so that we can make it the full 30 hours. It will take us 30 hours. These batteries are about 10 hours of power for us. So that will give us 30 hours. So we're looking forward to getting another B300S. And we also need to expand our solar array. I did order one more SP350, but honestly and truly, I need 4 SP350s on each MPPT charge controller. So if I get one more, that'll make 3. So I'll need like 2 more for the current one. It's on DC2. And then I'll need 4 more. Or I can get the SP400s, which I can also do those. And that would still be 4. We'd still need 4 of those. So maybe I'll get 2 more SP350s and then 4 PV400s so that I can get those on here. I've also been considering getting some Renogy, the rigid briefcase panels, because I just like the way they prop up still, but I think they might be a little more durable and more efficient because our current solar grid is not very efficient. Only thing about those Renogy panels is they only go up to 200 watts. So I would have to get about 8 of those so that it can give me the amount of energy that I'm looking to get. That would give me 1600 watts on the 1500 watt MPPT charge controller. So I have to look into it and see how many volts and how many amps those are so that I can see how many I can stack onto that. Maybe I can over panel it and get the right amount of energy coming in here. So I did download an app today on my Android that talks about or tells you about how much solar energy you can get for the day and estimates the amount you will get per hour in my area with my weather, and I really like that, and I want to see how accurate it's going to be. So we'll look at that for tomorrow. It says I should get 8.8 kilowatts of energy tomorrow. That's kilowatts. I've been getting 0.8 kilowatts of energy. So we will see how much energy I can get tomorrow, and we definitely need to expand that solar array. But for now, it looks like we are making it to 7:15 tonight, and I'm excited about that. So that was my check-in, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, so finally, we are at 7:15, and as you can see, we are grid charging because we made it down to 10%. So we could very well go at least another hour. So we have about 26 hours of capacity down to 0. And that, of course, does not include our 2,984 watts on our other 3 generators that we're kind of just using as backup. Well, yeah, kind of as backup. So that gives us a decent amount of capacity. So I'm really pleased with this. We made it all the way from 6:05 p.m. yesterday to about 7:10 p.m. today. So we made it about 25 hours, and we still have 10% left. But now we are grid charging. I'm not sure why it's only charging 200 and something watts. That's what confuses me. So I feel like I need to put it back on standard UPS so that we charge enough to get back up to 100. So I am going to make that adjustment because I'm really not sure why it is only charging a little. So we're going to switch to standard UPS. Actually, I'm wondering if I go back to customized. Let's do this. So we have our SOC, our state of charge. Our low is 10%. Our high is 100. All right. We have grid charge status enabled, time control status enabled. So let's look at our time settings. We're going to change these phases. So we're not going to charge our period 1. We're going to reset all of this. So yes, let's reset our settings. So working mode 1 is going to be that we need to charge starting at, well, tomorrow it'll be 8, right? It'll be 8 p.m. So I'm going to start at 8. And we're going to, no, that's 8 in the morning. So we want it at 20. And we want to end at 100. So that's what I'm trying, this is the charge mode. You know what, I just don't even, and this is why I said we should just use standard UPS right now. We changed it to standard UPS. Let's get back to our home screen and let it like really charge. Let it charge all the way back up to 100. And then once it gets to 100, then we will change it back to PV priority for tomorrow. So I think that's what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this back up to 100. So PV priority is interesting to me, how it doesn't cause this once it hits that 10% to just charge it all the way back up to 100. It's weird. So that is something we may need to think about, because I was under the impression that it would hit the low and then charge it all the way back up to the high. But it wasn't doing that yesterday, so I'm thinking it won't do that today. So I'm going to put it on standard UPS. It's going to charge up to 100%. Once it gets up to 100, then we'll be good. Now charging at 1600 watts while discharging just under 200 gives us about a 1500 watt charge, which means it shouldn't take us more than 2 hours. It shouldn't. Now I have to go pick up some food for Thanksgiving, so this should be done when I get back. All right, checking in. It's 7:16 actually. And so it kicked in at exactly 7:16. I was trying to catch it at 7:15, but the time it took me to get here and turn on the light, the grid was charging. But we're at 12%. So we made it to 7:15 p.m., which is great. And I see, like I said, it didn't start charging until 7:16. So if you have it on customized UPS, which I would show you, but it's already charging and it'll probably stop it. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go ahead and show you. So if you have an uncustomized UPS, right? So I have grid charge status enabled, time control status enabled. My time setting says we are discharging from midnight to 7:15 p.m. and we are charging from 7:15 to 11:59 p.m. I have my SOC setting at 10%. So the bottom is 10% or the low is 10% and the high is 100, meaning it will charge if we get down to 10% and it will charge back up to 100. And this worked for us. We made it to 7:15 p.m. We had 12% capacity left. We did have to reduce our AC consumption a little bit, and now we can go back to business as usual. I think for the EB70, I'm going to connect that by DC so that it doesn't make as much noise and it uses less energy. I do have an extension cord for DC, so I can plug that in. But so far, I haven't had to have a DC load. I've only had an AC load. So that will be new for tomorrow and see how that goes. But we tried to make it from midnight to 7:15 p.m. every day. We grid charge from 7:15 until midnight or until 11:59 again and start all over the next day to go for 19 hours and 15 minutes a day using only 90% of our capacity. That is the goal as of right now. And again, we do have enough capacity for 20 hours of straight discharge if we needed to, which is good because the last power outage in our neighborhood was 14 hours. So we would make it 6 hours past that. And if we do get another battery, because each B300S for us is 10 hours of capacity. So we are hoping to get another B300S soon here, and we can connect up to 6 to the AC500. So that basically means that we would have enough power to last for 2.5 days. If we were not able to connect to solar or able to grid charge, we would be able to use our private solar grid for 2.5 days with 6 B300Ss. Thinking of probably tethering a couple more to the system just so we can expand that capacity, knowing that we need at least 3 to cover a day, or we could say we need 5 to cover 2 days. So 5 B300Ss will cover 5. No, not 5, I'm sorry. No, that's right. So we need 2.5 to cover, not 2.5, what am I doing? I'm sorry. Basically, we need more than 2 is what I'm saying. So if we had 5 B300Ss, that would be a total of 50 hours for us. And 2 days is 48 hours, so we would still have 2 hours to spare with going into the next set. But the point is, we need more than 2 for 1 day. It's basically 2.5, so 5 for 2 days we could just say. And we would like to have, if you're trying to have 6 days worth of capacity, that basically means that we need, if you want to have 6 days of capacity, that means you need like 12, right? So wait, 5 for every 2 days, so that's 5, 10, 15 batteries. That's a lot of batteries. Okay, yes, 6 batteries would give us 2.5 days. So 12 batteries will give us 5 days. And if we want to get to that 6th day, yeah, so there it is. But anyways, we're grid charging, and that's our update for now. Thank you for following our off-grid journey with the AC500, Bluetti AC500. This is day number 5.
Hey guys, it's 11:52. We're at 100%. It's gonna start discharging at 12 o'clock midnight, and yeah. So, oh, we already started discharging. Yeah. Okay. Check with you later.